The dining room in my aunt's house in Portland, Oregon, smells like rosemary and regret. The table is set with a precision that feels more like a trap than hospitality. Linen napkins folded into sharp triangles, a pitcher of iced tea sweating gently, my chair angled just so as if someone measured the exact distance from the table's edge. I haven't been here in over a year, not since I drew a line in the sand and said no. No to bailing out my cousin Lena. No to being the family's ATM. So when my phone vibrates against my thigh during Aunt Claire's monologue about her new garden trellis, I assume it's a work email, maybe a Slack notification from my team lead. Instead, the screen lights up with a single line. Leave now. Don't speak. No one is who they seem. No sender, no signature, just a command that lands like a stone in my gut. I glance around the table. Aunt Claire is gesturing with her fork, her silver bangles clinking softly. Uncle Mark nods along, his smile a little too tight, like he's reading from a script. Lena, my cousin, is picking at her salad, her eyes darting to her phone every few seconds, her manicured nails tapping a restless rhythm. Everything looks normal. Too normal, like a stage play where everyone knows their lines except me. I read the text again. Leave now. Don't speak. No one is who they seem. The words pulse on the screen, each period a heartbeat. I don't move. Not yet. My fingers hover over the lock button, but I can't look away. Ellie, you're awfully quiet tonight, Aunt Claire says, her voice syrupy with concern as she pushes the iced tea closer. Have some. It's peach, your favorite. Thanks, I murmur, though I haven't touched peach tea since college. Not since I noticed how they'd always nudge it toward me when they wanted something. Ellie, you're doing so well at that tech startup. Could you help Lena with her car payment? Just this once. I take the glass, let it rest in my hand, cold and heavy, and pretend to sip. My lips don't touch the rim. Still at that same loft downtown? Uncle Mark asks, cutting into his steak with surgical precision. His eyes don't meet mine, fixed instead on the meat. Yeah, I say, keeping my voice flat, neutral. Lena doesn't look up, her thumbs flying across her phone screen, earbuds tucked discreetly in one ear. She's always been good at disappearing into her own world, leaving me to carry the weight of the conversation, the expectations, the unspoken debts. The food is impeccable. Roasted chicken with crispy skin, garlic mashed potatoes, asparagus spears arranged like soldiers on the plate. But it feels like a prop, a distraction. I push a potato around my plate, listening to Aunt Claire ramble about neighborhood zoning laws, her voice a steady hum that doesn't quite mask the tension in the air. My phone buzzes again. I don't check it, not with their eyes flickering toward me. Instead, I rest my hand over it, my thumb brushing the edge, and force my face to stay blank. To family, Aunt Claire says suddenly, raising her glass. Her smile is wide, but it doesn't reach her eyes. Uncle Mark echoes her, his glass clinking against hers. Lena lifts hers half-heartedly, barely glancing up. I raise mine too, the iced tea catching the chandelier's light, glinting like a warning. To family, I think, but my stomach twists. This isn't a toast. It's a performance. Excuse me, I say, standing smoothly. Just need the bathroom. No one reacts. Not a raised eyebrow, not a pause in the clinking of cutlery. I walk out of the dining room, my steps measured, and head upstairs to the guest bathroom, the one with the lock that clicks solidly, the one tucked away from prying eyes. I shut the door, turn the bolt, and sink onto the closed toilet lid. Only then do I check the second message. It's the same. Leave now. Don't speak. No one is who they seem. No new information, just the same words, carved into the screen like a threat. My breath catches. I open my call log. The number isn't saved, but it's familiar, a ghost from a life I thought I'd left behind. I dial before I can second-guess myself. It rings once. Ellie. The voice is low, urgent, unmistakable. Nate, Lena's old friend, the one who vanished after their falling out last year. Nate. I whisper, my voice bouncing off the porcelain sink. What is this? You need to get out, he says, his words clipped like he's hiding somewhere small, somewhere secret. Don't eat, don't drink. Just go. I turn on the faucet, letting the water drown out my voice. You can't just send that and expect me to bolt. What's going on? What's in the tea? A pause, heavy and sharp. I don't know exactly, he says. But I overheard Lena last week on the phone with Claire. They were talking about your accounts, your security clearance at work. Something about getting your laptop open, using your Face ID while you're out. My throat tightens. That's insane. You need my actual face for that, not just. Exactly, he cuts in. That's why they need you unconscious. I grip the edge of the sink, my knuckles whitening. My job at a cybersecurity firm means I have access to sensitive client data, encrypted drives, systems that require my biometric ID. My face, my voice, my fingerprints, they're keys to a vault most people can't touch. I didn't drink anything, I say, more to myself than him. Good, Nate says. Keep it that way. I'm not with Lena anymore. Not after I heard this. I didn't want to believe it, but when I saw you were invited tonight, it clicked. Why are you telling me this? I ask, my voice barely above a whisper. Because I know what it's like to be used, he says. And I know you don't deserve this. I sit back, my phone trembling in my hand. The bathroom feels too small, the air too thin. Aunt Claire's voice echoes in my head. Peach, your favorite. The perfectly set table, Lena's silence, Uncle Mark's avoidance. It's not just dinner. It's a setup. I'm not leaving yet, I say, my voice steadying. If they're doing this, I want proof. Ellie, don't. I know what I'm doing, I say, cutting him off. I hang up, my pulse a steady drum in my ears. I'm not running. Not yet. I work in security. I build traps for people who think they're smarter than the system. If they're playing a game, I'm playing it better. I unlock the door, my reflection in the mirror calm but sharp-edged, like a blade hidden in silk. I head downstairs, back to the table where the iced tea still sits untouched, glowing like a lure. Aunt Claire glances up. Feeling okay, sweetie? Much better, I say, smiling just enough. Lena's eyes flicker to me, then away. Uncle Mark clears his throat, pushing a piece of chicken across his plate. I sit, pick up my fork, and nudge an asparagus spear, waiting for their next move. You haven't touched your tea, Aunt Claire says, her voice light but pointed. She nudges the glass closer. It's too sweet, I say, tilting my head. Maybe later. Her smile falters just for a second. Uncle Mark coughs and Lena's fingers freeze on her phone. The air shifts, heavy with something unspoken. I lean back, letting my shoulders relax. My eyelids droop just slightly, like I'm tired, like I'm vulnerable. Then I hear it. A faint creak from the hallway, like a footstep that wasn't meant to be heard. My heart kicks up, but my face stays soft, pliable. Is someone else here? I ask, tilting my head toward the sound. All three of them turn, their heads snapping toward the hallway in unison. In that split second, I slide my hand under the table, tip the glass, and let the tea spill silently onto the rug. No splash, just a slow seep. I wipe the rim with my napkin, set it back, and slump slightly in my chair. I'm feeling a little off, I murmur, pressing a hand to my forehead. Maybe I ate too fast. Aunt Claire's eyes light up with something too close to relief. Oh, honey, why don't you lie down? The couch is right there. I nod, letting Uncle Mark guide me to the living room, his hand on my elbow a little too firm. Lena follows, her phone now tucked away, her eyes sharp. They settle me on the couch, a blanket draped over me like a shroud. I close my eyes, slow my breathing, and listen as their footsteps retreat. Then a whisper so soft I almost miss it. Is she out? Lena's voice, tight and eager. Yeah, Uncle Mark says. Let's move. My phone is lifted from my pocket. Fingers brush my face, tilting it gently toward the screen. I keep my breathing steady, my body limp, as the soft click of my phone unlocking cuts through the silence. The game is on and they don't know I'm still playing. The story's getting more and more interesting, isn't it? Don't miss out on what happens next. Hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. Let's see what other challenges await our hero. The couch sags under me, its fabric scratchy against my arms, but I keep my body slack, my breaths shallow and even. The faint hum of the air conditioner fills the room, masking the soft tap of fingers on my phone's screen. My face still tingles where Uncle Mark's hand brushed it, positioning me for the Face ID unlock. The click of the phone opening felt like a door swinging wide, not just to my accounts but to a truth I've been dodging for years. Aunt Claire's whisper cuts through the quiet. Hurry, Lena. We don't know how long she'll be out. Working on it, Lena hisses back, her voice sharp with impatience. More tapping than a soft curse. It's asking for a passcode. She's got two-factor on everything. My heart thuds, but I don't flinch. They don't know I upgraded my security protocols last month after a client data breach at work. Biometrics get you in, but any transaction needs a code only I know. I hear Uncle Mark shift, his shoes scuffing the hardwood. Try the laptop. She always keeps it in her bag. Footsteps move toward the entryway where I left my tote. The zipper rasps open and I fight the urge to tense. My laptop's locked tighter than Fort Knox. Encrypted drives, a custom authentication system I built myself. They won't get far, but every second they try is another second I'm recording. My smartwatch tucked under my sleeve hums silently, capturing every word, every sound synced to a cloud drive they'll never access. Let's not push it, Aunt Claire says, her voice low but firm. The phone's enough. How much can we get? Enough to cover the debt, Lena says. Maybe more. She's got crypto wallets linked here too. Debt. My mind races, piecing together fragments. Lena's been dodging questions about her consulting gig for months. Always vague about clients. Always flush with cash until suddenly she wasn't. Last year she begged me for a $10,000 loan. Just a bridge, Ellie, I'll pay you back. I said no, tired of her promises that never materialized. Is this her revenge or something bigger? Careful, Uncle Mark mutters. Don't trigger any alerts. I know what I'm doing, Lena snaps. A pause, then, damn it, it's locked again. Face ID timed out. I feel their eyes on me, heavy as a spotlight. Fingers graze my chin again, tilting my face. I keep my eyelids soft, my expression blank, but inside I'm coiled tight, ready to spring. The phone clicks open again. More tapping. Got the banking app, Lena says, her voice rising with excitement. It's asking for a transfer limit. How much? Not everything, Aunt Claire says, almost soothingly, like she's talking about borrowing a cup of sugar. Just what we need. 50,000 should do it. My stomach lurches. 50,000. Enough to ruin me if I hadn't caught on, enough to keep me tethered to their demands forever. I hear the soft chime of a pending transaction, then Lena's voice, quieter now. It's processing. Should hit the account in a minute. Good, Uncle Mark says. Put the phone back. Make it look untouched. The phone settles on the coffee table with a faint clink. Their footsteps retreat, the dining room chairs creaking as they sit like nothing happened. I count to 20, slow and steady, then stir, letting out a soft groan. My hand drifts to my forehead, fingers trembling just enough for effect. What happened? I mumble, blinking slowly. Aunt Claire's face looms over me, all concern and crocodile tears. Oh, Ellie, you passed out. Are you okay? I think so, I say, my voice wobbly. I sit up, letting the blanket slide off, and glance at my phone on the table. Just felt weird for a second. Maybe low blood sugar. Rest a bit, Uncle Mark says, his tone too hearty. Lena's back at the table, scrolling her phone again, but her fingers are tense, her eyes flicking to me every few seconds. I should head home, I say, standing with a slight wobble for show. Thanks for dinner. Aunt Claire's hand rests on my arm, too warm, too lingering. You sure you're okay to drive? Stay a bit longer. No, I'm good, I say, forcing a weak smile. I grab my tote, my phone, and head for the door, their eyes burning into my back. I'll text when I get home. Drive safe, Uncle Mark calls, his voice flat. Lena says nothing. The night air hits me like a slap, crisp and clean, washing away the cloying scent of rosemary and deceit. I walk to my car, my steps deliberate, and slide into the driver's seat. My hands grip the wheel, but I don't start the engine. Dad, I check my watch. The recording's still running, time-stamped and secure. I pull up my banking app. No transfer went through. My two-factor authentication held just as I designed it to. They thought they'd won, but they'd only dug their own grave. I should drive to the police station now, hand over the recording, let the law handle it. But something stops me. 50,000. Debt. Lena's shady consulting. Nate's warning. There's more to this, layers I haven't peeled back. Who's pulling the strings? Was it just them, or is someone else watching, someone who knew enough to send that text through Nate? I start the car but don't head home. I take the long way, weaving through Portland's quiet streets, the city's lights blurring past like unanswered questions. My phone buzzes. A notification from my security system. Someone tried to ping my laptop's IP address from Aunt Claire's Wi-Fi network. Not Lena, she's not that skilled. Uncle Mark's a retired accountant, not a hacker. Someone else was there, someone they didn't mention. I pull into a coffee shop parking lot, the neon sign flickering above. My fingers hover over Nate's number, but I don't call. Instead, I open my laptop, log into my custom firewall, and trace the ping. Sloppy, a burner device, but the signal bounces through a VPN I recognize. One tied to a data breach I investigated last year. A client's rival had hired freelancers to steal proprietary code. Is this connected? Did Lena get in over her head with the wrong people? The Zygarnik effect kicks in. I can't let this go, not with so many loose ends. The curiosity gap yawns wide. Who sent the ping? Why my clearance? I'm not just a mark, I'm a target. I close the laptop, my pulse steady now, and make a decision. I'm not going to the police yet. I'm going deeper. I drive to a motel on the edge of town, pay cash, and check in under a fake name. My room smells like stale cigarettes and bleach, but it's safe, anonymous. I set up my laptop, pull up the recording, and listen again. Lena's voice. Enough to cover the debt. Aunt Claire. Just what we need. And then, fainter, almost inaudible, a fourth voice from the hallway, too muffled to make out. Someone was there, listening, maybe directing. I open a secure chat client, one I use for whistleblowers, and message Nate. Who else was at the house tonight? No response, but the app shows he's online. He's hesitating. I wait, the cursor blinking like a challenge. My watch chimes. A new login attempt on my work server, blocked by my failsafe. Someone's still trying, and they're not stopping. I lean back, the motel bed creaking, and stare at the ceiling. This isn't just about money. It's about access. My access, my keys to systems worth millions. And whoever's behind it thinks I'm still asleep on that couch, oblivious. I'm not. I'm wide awake, and I'm coming for them. The motel room's fluorescent light hums, casting jittery shadows. My laptop glows with firewall logs tracing pings to my work server, linked to a VPN from last year's data breach case. Lena's consulting debt isn't just bad luck. She's caught in a corporate espionage web. My watch reads 2:17 a.m. Nate hasn't answered my text. Who else was at the house? His silence screams louder than words. I replay the dinner recording, earbuds in. Lena's voice. Enough to cover the debt. Aunt Claire. Just what we need. A fourth voice, faint from the hallway. Make sure she's out. Male, unfamiliar, not Uncle Mark. I clean the audio with a filter I built. It's clear now. Someone else was there pulling strings. My phone buzzes. Another login attempt on my server from a diner 3 miles away. Too close. I pack my laptop, slip out, and drive to the diner. Its neon sign flickers. A black SUV idles outside, driver hidden. Inside, Lena's in a corner booth, eyes on her phone. I slide into a seat by the window, hoodie up, and open my laptop, running a packet sniffer. Lena's texting. She didn't transfer. Plan B? Reply. Get the laptop. Need her clearance. My clearance isn't just for client data. It's for a prototype encryption key worth millions. Lena's a pawn in a bigger game. A man, mid-40s, wiry, scarred jaw, joins her. I snap a photo, run facial recognition. No match, but he's trouble. I text Nate. Diner on 82nd. Lena's with a guy. Who? He replies. Kessler. Syndicate muscle. Stay back. Lena and Kessler leave, his hand on her elbow, heading to an SUV. I tail them to a warehouse district, keeping to the shadows. My watch records the route. Lena's phone live streams to someone. I hack the feed, hearing her plead. She didn't drink the tea. Phone's locked. A distorted voice. Get the laptop or you're done. I send the recording, photo, and feed to my firm's security lead, CCing Detective Ruiz from a past case. I drive to a motel, check in under a fake name, and wait. My watch chimes. Another blocked login attempt. They're not stopping. I message Nate. Who's Kessler's boss? He's online but doesn't reply. At dawn, I'm at the police station, a gray building reeking of burnt coffee. Ruiz listens as I explain. The spiked tea, the recording, the diner, the warehouse. I play the audio. Lena's greed, Aunt Claire's calm, the fourth voice. I show the photo, the logs. Kessler's tied to a data trafficking syndicate, Ruiz says. Your cousin's in deep. Stop them, I say. She copies the evidence, offers protection. I decline. My accounts are rerouted, devices re-encrypted, clearance frozen. I leave, the morning air sharp and clear. 2 weeks later, texts flood in. Aunt Claire. How could you? Uncle Mark. You're tearing us apart. Lena's voicemail. It wasn't supposed to go this far. I don't respond. I block them, change my number, update my security. The police raid the warehouse, arrest Kessler and 2 others. Lena turns state's evidence, exposing the syndicate's plan to steal my firm's encryption key. Aunt Claire and Uncle Mark take a plea deal, probation, fines, a no-contact order. Months later, I see Lena at a gas station pumping gas, her hair dull, nails chipped. She doesn't look up. I buy my coffee and leave, no words needed. Her life's unraveled, not my burden anymore. Nate meets me for coffee later. I should have warned you sooner, he says. I shrug. You did enough. He's moving to Seattle, starting fresh. I wish him luck. My apartment's quiet now. No buzzing phone, no pleas for cash. My fridge holds my groceries, my name on every label. My accounts are mine, passwords unshared. The syndicate's busted, their scheme plastered across the news. My firm gives me a raise for stopping the breach. I don't celebrate. I code, eat, sleep, free from the next ask. Cutting them off wasn't like losing a limb. It was shedding a skin I'd outgrown. The grief came quiet and left. I'm not the family fixer. I'm Ellie, and that's enough. Hey everyone. Thanks for tuning into the Revenge Tempest channel. If you love this story, please hit that subscribe button and join our amazing community. Drop a comment below letting us know where you watched us from. Your support keeps us going. Stay tuned for more epic tales.